This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. The holidays mean more travel, more shopping, more time online, and more personal info in places that could expose you to identity theft. That's why LifeLock monitors millions of data points every second. If your identity is stolen, their US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed or your money back. Get more holiday fun and less holiday worry with LifeLock. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
You are listening to the Smugglers Galaxy podcast, my favorite podcast to listen to on long flights across the galaxy.
This is the way.
We're wanted men.
ASMR for
you. What you guys are listening to is Rich Alot. Are you the publisher, or what would you be considered, Rich?
He's a publisher, owner, writer,
author, photographer.
Trust of the publisher.
I guess we're.
What's your official title for the book?
I don't know.
The man that brings you the vintage collection book.
The dudes that are throwing this together.
And Blue Milk.
Yes, his company's Blue Milk, and they've published the Vintage Collection Archive Edition and 2 Wish books with Wayne.
Oh, yes, with Wayne and the Wish book. And yes, we've been here for 2 hours watching him set up and moving a desk and moving lights around, and we're going to help him take some pictures of the upcoming book. Rich, do you have an announcement you want to make about Wish Book 2? Not Wish Book 2.
Wish Book 2 is shipping now. I hope everyone's enjoying it.
It's a good book. I read it.
But the Star Wars Vintage Collection Archive Volume 2 is coming next year.
Yeah.
We are getting ready to photograph. We've got everything researched, ready to go. And we're getting it on camera and getting it on pages and getting it to the printer, and hopefully Q4 next year everyone's going to have a update to where we left off in Wish Book Volume 1.
I got you doing it too.
I know. Vintage Collection Archive Volume 1.
Awesome. So, Jason, you read the book. I don't know. I'm a crappy podcast host and never. Yes, friend, yes. And I never. You. So, where does the book end off, and where does this one pick up?
I can't remember exactly where it left off, but they did include. Was it 2022 that you stopped?
No, so
2023.
We stopped in.
It's like around 260.
2019 was officially with text. And then we showed some of the upcoming 2020 items.
Yes.
Those 2020 items will be carried into this book with full text and story behind them. And then we'll go into, we'll complete to 2024, which will have all write-ups. And then we'll do the same thing that we did with the 2020, with the 2025, which is kind of show a preview of what's coming for 2025.
Okay. You'll include all of the deluxe stuff, the box stuff, the multi-packs.
Everything. So this book will include everything TVC related, and we will also include some oddball stuff that people maybe haven't seen before. Some giveaway stuff. I know we did some promotional stuff in the previous book. There's some things that were released this time that I think a lot of people kind of if you didn't attend a convention that maybe you didn't get or see. That kind of stuff.
Like the German one, the German convention with the Emperor.
Yes, yep. We have the Emperor. We'll end up. It's kind of like the Mexican packs that were from the Walmart promotion there, but we'll have that German set.
The posters that Hasbro's been handing out.
The posters. We actually grabbed some ads that Hasbro had been running online.
So digital content.
Some digital content that we'll bring in and just kind of show how they marketed and advertised TVC, because the first go round was more print, and this time it's more digital. There's no Toy Fair magazine or anything like that to put it into. There's Toy Collector, but I don't think Hasbro has been advertising with Blake. So they should.
I'm going to answer the question. I'm not sure what the question is, but I'm going to answer the question for you. A lot of people are worried, I'm sure, about the shipping, but you've already done all the lessons you've learned with the first book, you've applied to the Wish Book 1 and Wish Book 2, so you've got all the shipping and printing issues down, and when you say Q4, I mean, it's like a serious Q4 delivery.
It'll be Q4 or earlier.
And I know that shipping, you've even made improvements there, because before, when I came over for the first book, we were packaging books and getting those ready for distribution. With the Wish books, the packaging is done at the factory.
Yeah, so we've been having everything prepackaged so that it's and tested too. So, we've sold some books on Amazon. We've sent books out, and in our first go around, we realized we had to package books better because some of them were getting dinged and dented. We kind of followed Amazon's model where you just bring them in and you pull them out of the box, and then we came to the realization that these books are seen as collectibles as much as they are as books, and it was important for us to box them up, make sure they have good bumpers, and they're ready to go out the door the second they come in. So as soon as we get them, they're ready to go out, and they should get there in great condition, because we'll drop test them and everything. Obviously the factory helps us, and they tell us, hey, for this weight, here's what we recommend. Okay. They'll send us a bunch of stuff, and we'll just toss it around. That's what we did for the Wish books, is ended up taking it, dropping it, throwing it, seeing how it reacted. And for the Wish books, we actually increased, we made some changes to improve the packaging. So same thing will happen with this. Everyone will get a nice mint book, no issues whatsoever.
Yep. You're going to include the carbonized stuff too, right?
Yeah, so
everyone's
we are.
Favorite line?
Oh, yes!
Yes, carbonized will be in there. Short-lived, but I think
it's still part of the vintage collection. It's got to be part of the book.
Part of vintage, and also part of the storytelling of, here's what they tried. They tried to pivot. They tried to make some money off the tooling that maybe they in the past they would have sold more of a certain character. Well, this time to make up for it, they had to do something different, and obviously didn't work out for TVC as well as it did for Black Series. So they'll be in there.
Awesome.
Cool. Anything else?
I'm sure there's other questions.
Yeah, we'll check back in later. You got to get to work.
Yeah, we're setting up lights right now. Did we talk about this?
Yeah, we did say we were setting up lights.
You guys pulled out a heavy ass desk.
Yes.
Put it in the garage.
Yeah, and it hurt my back. Yeah.
And we put out some white paper to take photos on. We've got the lights set up all around the desk. The tripod's out. We're just missing a camera and.
The camera's here somewhere.
Figures. We were just joking that Glenn wanted to open some figures, and Rich said, "Yes, let's do it." And my heart hurt.
I could see Jason's soul leave his body.
No, please, don't do that. Duff Man can't handle it.
You want to talk about the Winter Social last night while we're watching Rich set up?
Yeah, do you need a hand?
Yeah.
We're here to help you.
The golf clap is all the motivation I need.
Yeah, I mean, I hosted. I thought I did a great job. What did you think?
You always do a great job at a party. Like I said, when Jason invites you to a party, you drop what you're doing and show up. Rich, did you have fun last night?
No. Yeah, it was awesome. Jason always puts on a good party, and
you showed up with blue milk.
Yeah.
It's a dangerous drink.
Yeah.
Yes, it was very delicious.
Yeah, so it's a Japanese drink that I first got a taste of at an old job, and some Japanese colleagues had got me and put a little bit of food coloring in it, and I mean, you cannot even taste.
It doesn't taste like alcohol.
Yeah,
it's
dangerous. It is dangerous.
It looks like milk, and I was like, "Is this like a White Russian that's been dyed blue?" But no, it's
Yeah, so it's called Calpis, which is like, it's Calpico. I think in the U.S. they call it Calpico, but in Japan it's Calpis.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I was like, they told me what it, like, oh, we're going to get you a Calpis highball. And I was like, oh, what? I was like, I don't want that. But it's like a citrus yogurty kind of thing. And so it masks the flavor of the whiskey big time. And it's dangerous.
It's very dangerous. We had a cocktail Akmina Rita, which was based on Akmina from the holiday special, and it was a cranberry drink with tequila, orange liqueur, Sprite, and lime juice.
Dangerous too.
Yep.
Did you have some?
I did not have any of that.
There's plenty at my house.
I'm sure next time we do a fire pit, it'll get broken out.
Yeah.
So Jordan, when you're ready, we're drinking some of that. Well, how many people? Like 25, 30 people?
About 25.
Okay. We did a white, Dirty Bantha gift exchange.
Yep.
That was kind of fun.
Yeah, Tony showed up, and he had two. I mean, I could tell that they were framed prints. And he goes, "Here, this is your host gift, but before I give it to you, I'm going to give you the option to trade it for this one." And I'm like, he's playing games with me. If you decided to give me this one, I'm going to keep this one. He's like, okay. So we did the whole gift exchange, and his gift was picked first, and it was a watercolor print with Akmina and Hammerhead. And I thought it would be perfect for my office because it's all cantina themed. And I traded that. Your wife.
No, my wife had number one. She picked it first.
And then Jason from Tennessee he was the second one, and he picked that.
Right, and
you
were three.
Third. No, your wife picked it, and then he picked it. He stole it, and then I stole it from him locking it.
Right.
That's how it happened.
And then Jason walked around with his, like a peacock with his feathers out. Like, I got it now.
Hey, don't hate the player, hate the game.
That's right.
So, and then I went upstairs and opened up the gift that Tony gave me, and it was a Salacious Crumb. Same artist, watercolor. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with what I got from the Dirty Bantha, whatever we're calling it. I can't even remember.
Yeah.
I'm the one that named it.
I was going to call it a Dirty Wampa, but you changed it to Dirty Bantha.
Yeah, because it's a white elephant, and an elephant played a bantha.
Yeah, it makes sense. Does it make sense to you?
The logic works out in my head.
Yeah, I ended up with a TVC Poncho Leia and some socks.
It's cool.
For the gift. And but our buddy Narayan, did you get something from Narayan? He always has very thoughtful.
Yeah,
he gave me like some swag, Wampa swag, so that was awesome. I got to go through it. We got home late last night, and I just left it in my truck, and I haven't looked at it again yet. But yeah, what did you get?
He got me a visual dictionary, which is very kind of him.
The new one?
Maybe.
Yeah.
It was the Obi-Wan and Andor.
Yeah, there's one that just came out.
I think it's that one.
That's the one that I told you it kept coming from Amazon.
Oh, okay, so that's when that was cups.
Yeah.
They got that, but then they also had these mini Funkos that he gave me.
Oh yeah,
but they're like teeny tiny, like micro scale.
nice.
And there's a chase, and one of the chases was Hammerhead, and he gave me two, and he's like, hopefully Hammerhead's in there, and I got hammered.
Yeah. Oh, in more ways than one.
There's two Hammerheads in there, so
Nice.
I got two chases of that. So I
Yeah.
got lucky. Gosh. It was very kind, and Susan gave me some rum from the Dominican Republic, and
Nice.
it was a good time. I hope everybody is it recording?
Yes, it's recording.
It looked like it was frozen.
This is the first time recording on my iPhone versus the Tascam because I forgot the Tascam. So we're learning.
So yeah, it was good. It was a fun time. I had to stop drinking at about 9 because
You were getting a little rowdy.
getting a little rowdy.
He was. I was like, there's the drinking, Jason.
No, I wasn't getting that rowdy.
He wasn't getting that.
I don't want to say. I don't want to give people the wrong impression. It was just.
Just sloppy.
Yeah, he was starting. He was getting a little loose.
What is going on? Let me tell you something. Empire Strikes Back's the best movie.
I thought you were going to say Force Awakens.
Rise of Skywalker is the greatest movie that's ever been filmed.
Do we got any news, or do you want to talk about news now or later?
We can talk about it later.
Okay.
What do you think of Skeleton Crew?
I freaking love Skeleton Crew.
You were right, because the last episode you talked about how in this next one, the third one that we watched, you hope that if they did it right, they would do half the episode escaping, and half the episode on a new planet.
And that's what they did.
That's what they did.
Yeah, I got kind of excited because when they're like, oh, we're going to go see a friend, and I'm like, oh, please let it be Hondo, please let it be Hondo, and then it's like her, and I was like, womp womp, it's not going to be Hondo.
He's still an interesting character.
Yeah, they kind of revealed it. They kept her pretty well hidden until like the main reveal, which I even thought it might be the lady from from Bad Batch that they get all of her stuff from, because
Rita Perlman character.
The Rita Perlman character, because of the way they showed her hand. It could have been that same hand, even though I knew it wasn't, but you were kind of hoping. And
I was hoping it was either Hondo and it wasn't Maz Kanata.
Yeah.
So a new character, I'm happy with it. I didn't think it was a bad character.
No, I thought she was a good character. What I didn't get when they told the one girl that, oh, you can always call me, it's like, how are you going to get in touch with her?
There's probably something on the ship.
Yeah, I guess.
He's already established communication. I don't know.
I don't know.
It's Star Wars. Don't overthink it.
Oh, yeah. But no, I'm still enjoying the show.
It looked like they were on the moon breathing, so...
Did you like the one shot that looks like either Goonies or E.T. with the moon behind
very
him?
Spielberg shot with the moon, and they were in shadows. They walked to Kim's place and then walked away. Were you expecting what's his face from the X-Wing pilot?
I was totally expecting the guy X-Wing pilot that's been in everything.
But he doesn't have a vintage figure yet. We keep hounding on it, but now I'm drawing a blank.
Can't remember his name either.
Captain Carson Teva.
Carson Teva, yes. I kept waiting. I was like, it would be so easy for them to make Carson Teva just show up in that. And they were hiding who the X-Wing pilots were until the very end.
But it would be really convenient for him to show up at every major incident in the Star Wars universe. It's always Carson Teva. Does he have any other places? Are there any other X-Wings in the galaxy?
I thought it would have been funny as crap if he would have been it, but either that or it could have been, hell, I was even maybe hoping for Zeb a little bit, but just the way they were hiding it, it would have been really easy for them to throw a cheap cameo in there. And, I guess, I don't know if I got to give them props for not doing it or be mad at them for, wishing that, you know what I mean? I don't know how to feel about it, but...
Urkel's been underused.
Yes, so far so good. Yeah. But he did talk. At least he talked in this one.
He did, and you didn't say, did I do that?
That was really weird.
Everybody got cheese.
Rich, are you enjoying Skeleton Crew?
Yeah, it feels like it's definitely for kids, which is, I think, a nice change of pace for Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
That's who they need to get on board.
Yeah.
You don't see kids running to the aisles of toy stores anymore, or there are no toy stores in the U.S., but you don't see them running to the aisles of like a Target or Walmart looking for Star Wars. So if it gets them to get into it, then yeah.
Yeah. Because then you can have another book.
I don't even care. It's not even about the book. It's just about like
good content.
Yeah, good content.
Good content, and you're kind of sharing this with more generations.
Right, exactly.
So I'm looking forward to episode 4. I hope they don't go directly home. I hope they go to like one of the candidate planets.
I think that's what's going to end up happening.
I mean, they can't go to Atattin or Attin yet.
No, I don't think. I think they'll got to travel around to at least one or two more planets before they make it home, if they even make it home.
What?
At Sitten.
Asattin, which is the smaller version of the planet.
But yeah, I'm, and actually, like I said, when it got close to like 8:30, and I told my wife, I was like, "Oh, the Skeleton Crew comes on at 9," and she was like, "Yay!" So she's enjoying it. I haven't really talked to her about it, but I know she's enjoying it. I did watch it again. It is a show where you got to watch it at least twice because there's so many Easter eggs hidden in everything.
I did.
Did you guys catch all the Easter eggs?
No, the only one I caught that last one was.
What did I tell you?
It's a corroded battery.
Yes, every single time.
Well, don't leave batteries in your camera, dude.
Clearly, you got to stop buying Duracell.
No, it's just the weather here. I think it's like something to do with the weather.
I haven't had that problem with that. You have a problem with batteries corroding earlier than they should?
No. I don't.
Mine like some kind
It's
of
your curse.
Yeah.
force field
It's a curse.
here. Yeah, it's
What was the Easter egg that you caught, Jason?
Now I'm drawing another blank for the actor's name. Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man.
Okay, Octavius. Yeah.
What's his name? Raiders of the Lost Ark. Go ahead and scream.
Sapito.
Yeah, him. I'll think about it when we drive home. When it's too late.
He was in the episode.
His voice was the one that caught Jod escaping the droid factory, the droid depot area.
Yeah.
The one guy that was like questioning him, like,
Oh,
"Where are
okay.
you going there?" That was him. That was
nice.
Dr. Octopus. I recognized his voice immediately.
Well, that and he had the couple of different droids.
He had a battle droid.
A
CZ droid.
Yeah. Well, the battle droid I thought was.
win?
Yeah, did we win? It's like that's the thing they do whenever they wake up. They ask if they won. So that was kind of it's fun to watch that they're definitely taking their time with the Star Wars lore and to make sure they get stuff right.
But yeah, Star Speeder 2000, 1000 was in it.
Right.
In the bottom corner of the show.
I missed that.
Yeah. Star Tours, what are you doing here?
Was the bird lady, the owl lady, supposed to be a Harry Potter reference?
Not that I'm aware of.
The
No.
I don't think-
library of stuff, or was it like the collector from Marvel?
No, I don't think so.
Kinda
I think
looked
she's
like
like
a mishmash.
Yeah, she's just keeper of maps or something.
Yeah.
It just felt like a Harry Potter owls kind of thing.
That's Hagrid. No, not Hagrid. Hedwig.
Yeah.
Hedwig. Hagrid's the giant
Right.
from Harry Potter. Welcome to
Smugglers
Galaxy.
Harry. Yes. Smugglers Potter. Yeah, but no, I'm looking forward to seeing where it went. I wish the episodes were a little longer, but it is what it is.
It felt like Star Wars, like the escape.
Yeah.
I love the part when Jod gets on the ship after rescuing SM-33. He's like, "Go!" He's like, it's just fun action.
Yeah.
I liked when the kids got into the gunning position. And
Oh, yeah.
Fern got in, and she's like, "What is that?" He's like, "Get in." And then the second time when Wim does it, he just smiles. He's like, "No explanation needed. I'm just going to jump in and go."
Right.
He's excited.
It would be the same look that I would have if I got told to get in a gunner position in a Star Wars
And
ship.
the first thing he did when he got up was what I think every kid would do, is just turn and spin and start shooting. Not at anything in particular, just having fun spinning. And
Yeah.
they just feel like kids, and I think it's just really good storytelling, and I can't wait for the rest of the show, because so far so good. I think they're 3 for 3. There's no duds.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, I don't mind a dud every now and again, but when you only have like 8 or 9 episodes, you don't have time for a dud.
No. And this is 8 episodes. I think, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I think 40 minutes is fine. 40 or longer. Anything less, I kind of feel cheated.
Right. Well, you would think in a normal TV show, in a normal hour TV show, you've got to figure out like 10 or 15 minutes for commercials.
Yeah.
So your 40 minutes, 45 minutes is right where you should be, I think.
That's fine. But then again, like, I don't want it to be fluff. I don't want them to add things that take away from the story itself. So I guess if it's a 30-minute, and if it's tight and it's not wasting my time, then I guess that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I go back and forth.
Yeah. Just as long as it's entertaining.
Just as long as it's entertaining.
No,
No,
we're
we're
still recording. Why? Did you want to say something?
Maybe off the record.
Okay.
Off the record.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, we're going to go see what Rich wants to talk to us about, and we'll check back in later. So, Jason, is there any news?
There is news. And this is lighthearted. This is nothing against Disney or anything. But did you see that there was a plant growing on top of the Millennium Falcon at Galaxy's Edge?
I did.
That's pretty funny. Once it was pointed out on social media, it was quickly removed.
Well, that's good. They needed to, because it did ruin the magic for some people.
It does. It does. It looks weird to have plants growing on top of our beloved vehicle of Star Wars.
Right. But, it's Florida, so you would have it happen. Rich is back.
Hasbro also released some interesting packs this week for Gift of the Galaxy. The Black Series, there was the Leia Bausch, and then Luke in Imperial, was it Trooper disguise? Imperial Guard disguise from Shadows of the Empire.
Yeah, that looked pretty cool. I mean, you should be excited about that.
I am.
But they're Black Series, right?
They're Black Series, but as we'll get to in a minute, they're probably going to shrink it down for the vintage collection at some point, I would imagine. But yeah, I'm very tempted to get this. I just feel like I can wait. And I want to get Shizor. We know Dash Rendar's coming. And with this 2-pack, I don't have a Leia Bausch unpacked, so I'm more than happy to get it. And I will be opening these guys.
What?
I'm not going to keep them in the pack. Same thing with Shizor. Yes, I'm not Jason. I am an Invasion of the Body Snatchers Jason. I'm Jason with an extra A. I'm a clone of Jason.
Just like Luke.
Luke. Speaking of the vintage collection, they announced Jor Sabah, Thrawn, and Captain Pelion. Pelion. It's Pellaeon or something.
Okay. Who was the first one?
Is it Jorus?
Cabal.
Sabalth?
Anyway, it's an Heir to the Empire
He's
3-pack.
the
Yeah.
Heir to the Empire 3-pack. So yeah, I'm again excited about that. But because they already released Jorus in Black Series, I anticipate at some point these guys are going to come to the vintage collection. So
Is it vintage collection, or I thought they were vintage collection?
yeah. I'm sorry. Jorus was Black Series announced initially. Now he's in the vintage collection.
Okay.
So I think the Shadows of the Empire guys will be coming to the vintage collection.
There you go.
Clarify
Now you're
my
making
thoughts.
sense, because you're...
Sorry, Rich had a knife pointed at me.
He did.
Box cutter. It's for opening figures.
We're going to open figures in a minute.
If
Jason,
you can't take it on a plane, it's because it's dangerous. And I was threatened with a box cutter knife.
So anyway, we're going to be... Yeah. But yeah, those are a cool 3-pack. I was going to order them, and then I realized you have to pay for shipping. So I'm going to get Jason to order me one when he orders himself one, because he's cool like that. He has a premium.
No, I look down on you because I'm premium. I mean, it pays for itself if you order like 5 things from them.
You're right, but I don't order that much. I ordered the Ghost, and if I had got the premium when I did the Ghost, it had been expired by now, because it took so long for them to ship the Ghost.
I mean, that's kind of news that
Yeah.
the Ghost shipping labels have been issued.
It's been issued, and I'm
been
checking
issued.
it. I'm checking it daily, 4 or 5 times a day, just
That's
waiting
the news
for
right
it.
there. Is that Glenn's checking this thing like it's
Breaking.
It's stocks for him. Yes, it's going up. No label has been made yet.
I'm just trying to make sure, because you got to get a signature. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to negotiate around that.
Do they follow through on the signature for you?
This is the first HasLab that I've done.
Because I've
I
never
think
been
so.
asked to sign once. Ever since COVID,
Mm-hmm.
they've never. They just leave it at the door, and they never ask for a signature.
We did when I got a phone. I put a sign up for FedEx, and they accepted it. They were kind of hesitant to do it, but they did it. UPS was just like, "No, you got to come pick it up." So, and I'm assuming with the 50-pound box, they're not going to want to drag it back out to the truck.
Yeah.
So I was hearing horror stories about how people were having like 5 Razor Crests left in the middle of their driveways. So I'm assuming it's gonna, people aren't gonna care. If they're gonna drop 5 Razor Crests without a signature, I think the Ghost will be okay. Hopefully.
You only ordered one, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Same. I don't need to have one in the box. A lot of people were surprised that I'm opening my Ghost, but I don't spend $500 on a box.
Right. It's gonna be. I'm really looking forward to it. I've moved stuff around to make more room. So hopefully by Christmas I'll get it and be able to open it.
Could be as late as the New Year too, though.
Right.
I hear it's shipping to the UK and the EU.
The EU, yes.
You're right. There are people in the EU. There is a lot of people that are complaining because people in the EU and in Europe are already getting theirs. But
I mean, this is an American-made product.
is it?
Yeah. People in America made it. And now it's being shipped to the EU first.
Pretty sure there's team members in the UK too. And it was
Sure.
produced in China,
That's
Right.
sarcasm.
Vietnam.
Sarcasm.
You're right.
It's a global product now.
Right.
It's a lot of companies are starting to move their, if they can't, warehouses to Vietnam to get around the Chinese tariffs.
Right. Hey, good for them.
I don't think there are toy tariffs yet.
Not yet.
I think the toy industry got around that,
A lot of people are
but
preparing.
they bailed. I think they're using tariffs as really as an excuse. I think the reason they're moving to Vietnam is because the labor is cheaper. There's basically across the border from China, all the factories that were in China are literally right across the border. The labor's
Yeah.
cheaper, and I think that's why they're moving a lot of operations there now.
I keep seeing that the middle class in China is rising,
Yeah,
and
they
not
don't-
as
they
poor
don't
as
wanna
they
do
used
that
to be.
stuff. Yeah.
Which is creating more cost for people to produce things in China. So that would make sense if they're going to places where it's not as expensive.
Right. Well, as Doc Brown said, no wonder why this thing don't work. It says it's made in Japan.
What are you talking about, Doc? All the best things are made in Japan.
Anywho, any other news?
That's all the news that I had.
There's nothing too exciting else.
No, it's quiet week.
Yeah.
You got your, you ordered the Java, right? The Java
Yes.
set went back up.
Yeah, it went back up. I must have not pre-ordered it because I was getting frustrated with all the pre-orders.
Oh, it wasn't because it was a VC66A?
No.
Oh, okay.
You know how long he's
I know.
claiming
I'm claiming
that victory.
victory. And then I completely forgot.
And did you serious?
Pre-ordered.
You
Yes.
completely? Oh my goodness!
But it went back up at Entertainment Earth, and I haven't pre-ordered there, and it's going to come out in January. I'm just shocked that they didn't make that many. It is completely sold out. The only place you can get it was Shop Disney and Hasbro Pulse, and it was completely sold out.
But it went on sale at one point.
No.
Yeah, it did. Remember, it went on, because I remember there was a lot of people who were pretty pissed.
Mm-hmm.
It for like a quick span on Pulse, it was on sale, and a bunch of people picked it up, and they were like, "Oh,
Was
glad,
it the
glad I
Black,
waited on it."
the Black Series one?
No, the TVC one.
I thought it sold out really fast.
It did. It sold out, came back in, sold out again, then came back in on sale for like some weird sale thing, and then well, it was out since until now.
Anyways, it's pre-ordered now.
Yay! Congratulations, Jason.
VC66A, which,
Armory?
yeah, it's an armory salacious, so he comes with the Mandalorian armor,
Oh, nice.
like Grogu. It comes with a little vest, chainmail,
Larger blaster.
larger blaster, more poop to throw.
Jesus.
That's the monkey lizard for you.
Yeah.
So I guess A wasn't Armory then, huh?
No, it's something else. So, you ready to shoot?
We're waiting to witness history here,
Waiting
people.
for battery to charge.
Oh.
But we're set. Lights are on. Cameras focused.
You've got Cal Kestis in Imperial disguise, which appears for like 2 seconds in the video game.
Have you played this game?
I have not. Harrison has. I haven't
Okay.
played
I haven't
that.
played this one either.
Harrison liked it.
I liked all of them. I think these are awesome games. I'm surprised it took them this long to make this character, and they haven't done like anything else to bring him into like real live action stuff.
Well, the rumors it's coming.
And doesn't the actor look almost?
Yeah, he looks exactly like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so that would be perfect. Like,
Yeah.
what a great way to incorporate someone that's well liked. Yeah, but I remember the first game was good. The second game was pretty awesome. You're going through like just the beginning sequence, like a junk planet or something.
Yeah,
like a junk planet.
the first game is. I haven't played the second one because I don't have a PS5. I'm not cool.
Yeah, Harrison said I could play it any time, but I'm like, I don't want to get in your room and start playing video games.
Just bring it downstairs.
It's his video game. It's his PS5.
You just hook it up in your Star Wars room.
I'm waiting for.
Let him play it in your Star Wars room.
Waiting for I'm waiting for him to get the new. Well, I'm waiting for Grand Theft Auto to come out, and then I'm gonna get the new Xbox, and then I'll get Jedi Survivor.
Oh.
When's Grand Theft Auto come out?
2025, I think, unless they delay it. Christmas.
Christmas 25?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you got to hold another year?
Another year.
Man.
Jeez, you can come over here. Just play it over here.
I'm not that desperate, but thanks.
Oh, ouch.
Oh, Rich is going to go cry in the corner now.
Okay, I see how it
I
is.
didn't mean to say it that way.
Not that desperate, huh? I see how it is.
No, I'm not that desperate to play the game. I can wait.
Yeah, that was a good game. So what was the other one that they had that was with the TIE fighters? You were in the academy.
Squadrons?
Squadrons was fun.
That was a pretty good one too.
Yeah, I get disoriented playing those games because there's no horizon. So when you're flying that thing, you go upside down. I'm like, wait, am I upside down flying? Like, where am I?
You know what you should try doing?
What?
Spinning.
That's a cool trick.
Did you play the new one that Ubisoft released? The one that everyone was complaining about. It's like a sandbox, big open world game.
Outlaws?
No, Outlaws. I didn't play
Yeah.
that.
That's it. You had another. You need a PS5.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Or the new Xbox.
Or
Or
Xbox.
you need a next generation console.
Oh. Yeah.
I got other things I want to spend.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, I've got other things I want to spend $500 on.
Like a second Ghost?
Yeah, maybe. No.
With Back to the Future vehicles.
Yeah, Back to the Future DeLorean, maybe.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's
I want to
500.
go buy a PS5 with money for that.
Stupid batteries.
All right, here we can pull one out and.
Are you going to pull one out, Rich?
We are recording. Oh my goodness.
Glenn, you and I together should probably not record.
Yeah. It's no longer G-rated podcasting. Now this is not podcasting.
All right, here we go. I think this.
All right, here we go. Rich is going to shoot it. Here it is. Are you ready? Are you ready, Jason?
He's focusing his camera.
He's got the remote ready. He's going to shoot it.
He's got a remote so he doesn't hit the camera when he presses the button to take a photo.
And then he's got
Lights
the
are on.
lights are on. Jason's got the razor blade ready to open the package after we're done.
He's lying. Ow, stop hitting me with the knife. Ow, it hurts. Ow, it hurts.
There it is, ladies and gentlemen.
The first shot, Vintage Collection Archive Edition, Book 2.
It's blurry.
And,
I'm just kidding.
and we're going to retake that shot because it's blurry. No.
Anything else, Jason?
Um,
Did you pick what you? No, you ordered stuff. You haven't really.
did I pick anything up this
I
week?
don't
I don't
think-
think so.
Yeah,
Been
I did.
quiet.
I did get some prototype / factory second A-wings in.
Yes.
So we're still trying to figure out what those are.
Yes. Factory rejects.
Factory rejects. Factory seconds and rejects are the same thing.
Exactly. Are they?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Whatever.
You
But-
and your technical terms.
Yeah.
Don't get technical with me.
Trying to sound cool, man. Rich, do I sound cool?
No.
I would have said the same thing. It wouldn't have been funny.
Right. Yeah, I would have laughed too. But I got those. I did while we were talking during lunch. Rich pointed out that Cobb Vanth was $12 on TVC. Cobb Vanth was $12 on Amazon, so I picked that up because I wouldn't pay $40 on a Black Series 2 years ago. So I picked it up for $12 on TVC.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good sales. You guys pick anything up during the Black Friday stuff?
Not really.
I got a TVC Luke for $3 at Walmart.
I grabbed the new encyclopedia, which obviously it's not Black Friday, but it was new. And then these guys, this HK-87 Assassin Droid from Arcana was on sale for like $10, and I didn't have any. And of course they came in
Busted bubbles.
crushed. I grabbed those, and then I grabbed a book. I can't believe I didn't have it. The G.I. Joe big omnibus book. I just never got around to getting it, and everyone said great things about it.
What does it cover? There's so much Joe.
So I think it's all of the art from A Real American Hero stuff.
Okay. So it's kind of focused.
Yeah, it was kind of being worked on around the same time we were doing the TVC book, and so we talked to Carson a little bit about it, but we never really, I never backed the Kickstarter, and I completely just slipped my mind, and I just grabbed it recently too. It looks like from what I've heard, it's a massive book. I've seen it for a little bit, but it's a really like 700 something pages.
Wow.
It's completely big, oversized, kind of like the counter book that the Red 5 guys did.
Yeah, that thing's huge.
Which we looked at last night, which again is another nice, massive book. So
Yeah. Yeah, they're supposed to be working on a second book, those Red 5 guys, about vehicles.
wow, is it gonna be bigger?
I don't know. It's all
With
kind of...
life-size boxes for the vehicle, because that's what they did, right? The cards were supposed to be 1-to-1.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to do that.
Wow.
But I think it's probably going to be the same size for the book, but I mean, you can't do that with the Death Star playset. You can't make a book that big.
Why not?
I mean, you
Same
can,
to
it
you.
would just be expensive. There's no bookshelf in a world that'll fit that sucker, weight-wise or height-wise. But that's probably the other thing we should mention before we sign off for the Vintage Collection Archive Edition Book 2. It's going to be the same size as Volume 1, so as you put them on the shelf, they'll be like the same thickness, same height, same everything.
Yeah, when we looked at like where we were with TVC, we've kind of been managing everything and keeping an eye on where things are, and you know, we've got all the variants. We picked everything up to make sure we can archive it. And when we looked at the end of the year where we'd be at 2024, we're like, wow, this can be the same exact page count. It would be like essentially the same size, everything. So we were just like, yeah, the timing's right. So.
Perfect. And it's at the end of the year, so it's got a nice clean ending for Vintage Collection, and then you can preview all the stuff in 2025. All the pipelines.
Sweet.
Lions and that cantina.
That'd be awesome. Can't wait for my cantina. Can't wait to make my own floor.
And light your own lights.
And light my own lights with little tea lights underneath the tables.
Hey, I gotta admit the tea lights under the tables was pretty nice. It's a nice thing because if they break, you just swap a tea light out versus having a thing that's broken.
Keep sipping that Kool-Aid.
I have had people notice on the Ghost that there looks like there's light places that they were going to put lights on the Ghost.
It seems like the engineers or the sculptors are getting that in order in case Hasbro decides to move forward with that, but then for some reason they just pull back. That's too expensive. I don't want to spend an extra 3 cents on lights.
Right.
The Jabba playset or Boba Fett playset had the lighting all kind of done that way too. It was it had openings where light can bleed through, and if you did things right, especially on the back, if you put things in right, it's pretty easy to get some lights in it. So
It can't be that much more expensive, but
things are really cheap,
yeah.
especially if you're doing it in bulk like they are, and mass producing. Those lights are pennies. The LEDs are next to nothing now, and they'll do a lot of different things now. They'll blank. They could do lightning, fire. So there's really cool things they could do with them. For some reason I don't know if it's return on investment or something.
Well,
they're just not putting them in.
I mean, the Star Tours Star Speeder that I got from Disney.
Amazing.
It's
For
pretty,
$300.
$300, but still, I mean, that's cheaper than.
Well, no,
the
for
Ghost.
what you're getting from that vehicle is insane.
Yeah, but as Rich was saying, as you hit light speed, all the interior lights light blue, and then as the TIE fighters hit you with their green lasers, the entire inside starts lighting up green,
Right.
and then there's white lights, so it does change different lights based on the program. like
Right,
you're
and you
saying.
had the LED screen in there to watch the video on.
Yeah.
But I think the difference between what Hasbro does is they do the battery stuff. They've been doing the battery stuff for years. And I think they probably need to look at doing some LED, or not LED, but some USB
Yeah.
plug-in. Because that way you don't have to have batteries, and you'll actually be more prone to using it versus just it has battery capabilities. And I think that's where the disconnect was. Is for years we don't need battery features because we're never going to use them. But now that you can plug it into a USB port and just run a wire somewhere, and you can keep it on your bookshelf and still power it,
Yeah.
it's cool to be able to go touch something and have it fire up and do its thing. So play the Cantina Band track or.
Yeah, I wonder if that's more of a rights issue. They want to pay the people who performed in the band.
Were they really? I mean, they own it, right?
Well, even in the Star Speeder, they don't have the music.
Oh.
That's the only thing missing. It's got everything, all the lights kind of synchronized to the original ride. It's just missing the music. And I assume that's a rights issue.
I don't know, that thing has been everywhere. All the CDs they've put out with those behind the scenes CDs. Remember those old mid '90s, late
Yeah.
'90s?
Yeah.
They've always had this stuff in there, so I'd be
Yeah.
surprised if that's what it is.
I don't know. That's just my guess because why not include it?
Yeah.
Because they're cheap.
Unless they want to hit that 300 price point, but then their profit margin decreases because now they're paying royalties for the music.
Yeah.
And maybe it's murky with like Star Tours, because who do you pay? Do you pay the original people who orchestrated Star Tours, and then you have to go back and pay the people who were involved with the original recording of Star Wars?
Do they use any of the original voices?
No. Just from Star Tours.
Right, so they did use the
They
original
used
voices.
Pee Wee Herman. Pee Wee Herman did the voice of Rex. And so, yeah, he's in there.
Huh, but that's weird.
But no music. I don't know. It's just my speculation. It's one of my favorite vehicles. I just wish we can get more of that kind of quality from other companies.
Did you see the reference for Captain EO for Skeleton Crew?
Right.
Yeah.
You did?
Mhm.
Okay.
The little
little-
critters
yeah,
with the
flying
butterfly
thing.
wings.
Right.
Well, one of the kids.
We don't know Wim's last name, which is like, can we just say what Wim's last name is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please don't be Wim EO.
Yeah. So Wim, a lot of people think he looks a lot like the character that Michael Jackson.
Captain
like,
EO.
Yeah.
Right.
And then Neil looks like the little. It was like an elephant too.
Yeah,
wasn't there?
it was another.
Yeah.
There's a lot of comparison to the
Yeah.
two.
They originally wanted to use the Max Rebo one, right? That species, but then he plays with his feet, and so it was just too difficult to make that character work in live action.
Plays on his feet according to.
Well, you know what I mean. Like what we associate our feet, that's what he's playing the piano with.
Not according to my Kenner,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, I mean it's different for Kenner action figures than it is for modern canon.
They really said that? I never knew they.
Yeah, that's what. What's his face? The director. What's his name? Not Chris Ford. John.
Leguizamo?
No, John Leguizamo. Yeah, that's what he said, that they wanted to use that creature, Max Rebo's species, but it just became too difficult to figure out how to make that work.
Yeah. Because Max was in, or was it not Max?
No, he was in.
No, he's in.
Boba Fett.
That,
Book of
that's
Boba.
Max.
That's
yeah,
it.
It was Max.
because she says
Confirmed.
hit it, Max.
Okay.
And then he conveniently disappears the night of the bombing. So I think he's in charge.
Right. It's all Max. He's the emperor.
He's connected.
Yeah.
He knows the Hutts. Maybe he's working with the bear right now. He left. He's like, I'm going to go work for not Zemo. It starts with an R.
Ruxpin?
Teddy Ruxpin. Hut. Teddy Ruxpin Hut. That's what it is.
Right. End it, Jason.
Thank you for listening. Leave a 5-star review.
This.